INFP spirit animals. What best symbolizes the INFP? It is said that we walk the earth with various spirit guides, some of which include animals. While the idea of a spirit animal seems like a cute and fun thing to some people, it is a serious inner and spiritual belief to others. Many cultures believe in spirit guides and their ability to help us through challenging times and lead us down the right path. For some, this includes animals, and we can potentially have different guides for different times in our lives. There are also spirit animals that stay with us, ones that represent our personality and who are inside. There are other animal guides that are just meant to help us through a specific time in our lives and give us a sense of guidance toward the right direction. It is also said that we do not choose our guides, but rather they choose us. It is important to be open to the different spirit animals around us and the signs they are trying to convey along the way. While it is important to uncover your spirit animal yourself, that doesn't mean there aren't certain ones that might match up best with your personality and what guidance you constantly need in life. Just for fun, we have compiled some of the various spirit guides which might be fitting for the INFP personality type. This is based on what the animal represents and the different messages it is trying to convey. While some of these might not feel fitting, certain messages might still be needed for the INFP at some point in their lives. So here is a list of potential spirit animal guides which are connected to the INFP and their personality. Manta Ray. The Manta Ray spirit animal is all about drawing strength from within oneself, which is certainly important for the INFP. INFPs are independent people with inner morals and emotions that are truly important to them. The Manta Ray guide helps the INFP to realize that they need to trust in themselves and their own inner emotions rather than turning to others for constant guidance and reassurance. For the INFP to understand themselves and follow the right path, they certainly need to search inward. The INFP, who is constantly looking to the outside world for answers, is going to feel unhappy and like they aren't on the right path. The INFP, who listens to the Manta Ray guide, realizes that they are capable of so much more. Their path might not be what others expect, and it might be an unusual one at times, but it is where they are meant to be. The INFP is meant to dance to the beat of their own drum rather than searching for the music others want them to hear. This comes from the Manta Ray guide, which is why it is likely one that the INFP will connect to, guiding them to trust in their own intuition and inner wisdom and telling the INFP that it is best to listen to their heart over the noise of those around them. Unicorn. While many people might be surprised that certain mythical creatures can be spirit guides, it is true that the unicorn is an important potential guide. Of course, if this animal is your guide, you won't make this connection in the real world, but this can happen in dreams or by seeing little signs in movies or books. It is certainly an unusual spirit animal to have, but that makes sense for the unique ways of the INFP. The unicorn actually represents strength and a sense of inner empowerment, which is ideal for the INFP. INFPs are naturally meant to be independent people who follow their own path in life. They are unhappy if they decide to walk the road that someone else expects from them. For the INFP to really thrive, they need to break free from the expectations of those around them and allow themselves to be different. The INFP needs to connect to this inner strength and follow those firm morals that make them who they are. The unicorn spirit animal also represents a sense of wonder and a belief in magic. While INFPs might not believe in magic in a more unrealistic sense, that doesn't mean they don't believe in their own ways. INFPs often believe in things like true love and are capable of having faith in things greater than themselves. INFPs don't just hold on to things they can prove or hold with their own hands. Instead, they have a passionate spirit that allows them to reach for the stars. They often believe in the things they cannot see, things like love and hope, and this comes from that strong sense of wonder deep inside of them. Lemur. The lemur spirit animal represents a strong sense of intuition and following one's inner voice. The lemur tells the INFP to listen to their own secret knowledge rather than turn to others for these answers. It shows that the INFP has inner knowledge and wisdom, which comes from that powerful intuition. The lemur guide often comes to the INFP to show them how to trust in this information and to follow the right path which is best for them. It will be the guide for the INFP at times when they are feeling lost and truly want to seek guidance from those around them. The INFP needs their lemur guide when they are feeling a bit lost and really need help figuring out which path they need to take in life. Their lemur guide shows them that they simply need to search within and to trust in their sense of intuition in order to make the right choice for their futures. During this time, the INFP needs to really reflect and breathe and not rush into anything without finding out how to trust themselves. While the INFP is strongly intuitive, there are times when they struggle to trust this ability. They might have had people challenge their beliefs, and this has caused them to feel truly lost. This is when the lemur guide can really be necessary to help the INFP see their future more clearly. This helps the INFP realize they can trust in themselves and their own knowledge about who they are and what they truly want from life. Instead of allowing people to cloud their judgment or shake their faith, the INFP needs to stand strong and go on a journey of self-discovery. Butterfly. The butterfly spirit guide often comes to the INFP when they need to make a change in their lives. This is when the INFP really needs to experience a sense of deep growth and rebirth. This is often the guide for the INFP when they are in a deeply challenging place and really need help figuring out how to overcome what they are going through. While the butterfly is truly beautiful, it represents change and rebirth, which isn't always the easiest to endure. Of course, this change makes the butterfly truly beautiful and awe-inspiring, but the process is not always an easy one. For the INFP, this guide comes to them when they need to experience a lot of change in their lives, and this is something the INFP doesn't necessarily enjoy. INFPs do enjoy smaller changes and being able to experience new things, but major life changes can be truly difficult for them to process. They might want to stay within their comfort zones, and so their butterfly guide is trying to show them that it is time to break free of this. It is telling the INFP to take chances and let go of the things holding them back. Change is inevitable, so when the butterfly guide arrives, there is nothing you can do but accept this change and learn to trust that it is all for the best. The butterfly also represents living in the present moment, which is something the INFP can struggle with. During this time, the butterfly is trying to show the INFP how to enjoy the moment without feeling weighed down by the past or future. They need to let go of everything around them, take it all in, and breathe in the present moment without fear. The butterfly also represents a playful spirit, which is certainly fitting for the INFP. Deep down, they have a playful heart and enjoy making the most out of their experiences. They love to have fun and seek out a sense of joy and positivity in their lives. Their butterfly guide is telling the INFP that it is okay to relish in this playful side of themselves rather than try to keep it locked away from the world around them. This playfulness is part of what makes the INFP so beautiful, much like the vibrant butterfly. Instead of trying to hide this light and playfulness with a hard outer shell, the INFP needs to let it out and not be afraid of what people will think. Ladybug. The ladybug represents an inquisitive nature, which is certainly fitting for the INFP. This guide comes to them when they need to allow themselves to follow their sense of curiosity without fear of what might happen. Instead of feeling restrained by fear and doubt, the INFP must follow their heart and go wherever their passions lead them. They need to allow themselves to go in the direction of their curiosity and potentially uncover more about themselves and what they want for their futures. The ladybug represents a somewhat childlike enthusiasm for life and the world around them, and this is certainly fitting to the INFP more than they might realize. This guide tells them not to be afraid of those feelings. Instead, the INFP needs to trust it completely. They need to allow this childlike and enthusiastic part of themselves to come out to play in order to figure out the next step in their lives. This will likely lead them towards something truly wonderful and help them find a new thing they are passionate about and excited about. The ladybug also represents a belief in magic and a sense of wonder, which is important for the INFP. They believe in things that cannot always be proven, and they need to be able to trust in this belief. While others might favor cold hard facts, the INFP trusts in their heart and their sense of intuition. The need to trust in something deeper and not allow people to convince them to change the way they do things. Instead, they do best relying on this intuition and following their curiosity where it might lead. This can help them to discover themselves and to learn about the world in a way that some people might be incapable of doing. Trusting in this sense of inner self is something that will strengthen the INFP and make them the best version of themselves. While these guides are not the only ones the INFP might find in their lives, they are certainly ones they might find themselves drawn toward, depending on their situation. We can have different animal guides throughout our lives that deliver important messages and help us get to the next step. For the INFP, it is important to trust in themselves, and most of their animal guides will teach them to rely on their inner emotions and intuition and to walk their own path without constantly caring what others might think. INFPs are unique people, sometimes making them feel different from those around them. Their animal guides are important to them since it helps the INFP recognize where they should be and not feel like there is something wrong with being misunderstood by people.